Hi, I'm sat in the beautiful churchyard of St Wilfrid's Church, and I want to tell you a story about the local area. So, not only were priests trying to find ways to escape persecution, there were another group of people who lived around here in the past who dug tunnels. And this is where it gets really weird. It was pirates. So Ottringham is a very flat part of the world. We're on the East Yorkshire coast almost. We're about 10 miles away from the East Yorkshire coast. So that's on the right, and then just below where we are, just to the south of where we are, is the Humber estuary. Hundreds of years ago, people wanted to smuggle things and not pay taxes on them. So there is an entire network underground of tunnels and all sorts of things where pirates smuggled stuff into Ottringham. Now, I've been told by somebody, I don't know how true this is, that the churches were very involved in this smuggling, presumably because wealth and power came with owning whatever it was that was smuggled. I don't know whether it was spices or rum, or I don't know what pirates smuggled in Yorkshire in the days gone by. However, what I have found out, which is fascinating to me, is I'll show you a map, but there's a place called Spurn Point, which is the corner between the North Sea and the Humber estuary, and it erodes really fast. The whole East Yorkshire coast can erode 2 metres a year. There are places in East Yorkshire where literally whole houses disappear, roads just run to nothing. So Spurn Point is right at the edge where all of that is happening. There was a pirate island there called Ravensrod. I can't remember the exact date, but I think it was the 12th century. And the people that lived there basically intercepted boats that were going to Grimsby and Whitby and trying to go into the ports at Hull. And at the time, Ottringham had its own port, Patrington had its own port, Heddon had its own port. They're all local villages and towns as well. And they basically used to rob whatever they could, and they all lived together in Ravensrod, the pirate island. So the most epic thing about that, which makes me laugh, is that people obviously in those days were quite religious, and I presume this is some sort of urban legend as well, but it was believed that God cursed Ravensrod, and that's why the pirates died, and that the dead raised from the ground. And actually what we know now with modern interpretation is coastal erosion literally eroded graves, so the skeletons literally came to the surface. And apparently one night there was a terrible storm, presumably that's how coastal erosion happened. That night the island just completely disappeared. And that is the story of Ravensrod. So, as well as priest holes, we also have quite a long history here of pirates. You couldn't make this stuff up, could you?